How does taking a father from a child dying of cancer qualify? Where would that be? Is that a violent crime?
I don't know what you're speaking or referencing
That's exactly what I'm speaking of. Ruben Torres, 2 weeks ago, buried his daughter Ophelia. When he was arrested at the Home Depot in Norwich, Illinois, he said to those your agents, please let me go home. My daughter is dying of cancer. I would like to be with her in her last days of her life. They said no. They arrested him and deported him for 2 weeks. Finally, he returned for a court hearing. His daughter lived to see that hearing where the court said he was treated unfairly by your agency, and she died 3 days later. I was at her memorial service.
Kristi Noem had to attend hearings in front of Congress, and she got grilled real hard. Even mouthpieces of the regime had to admit, CBS News, Fox News, etc., had to admit that she got absolutely dragged by members of both parties, Republicans and Democrats. Chuck Grassley, 90-something-year-old Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, I'm surprised he can still put together a coherent sentence, but he said immigration enforcement and dignity aren't mutually exclusive. Well, they are under Donald Trump and Stephen Miller, because the goal is not human dignity. The goal is not anything about immigration. The goal is ethnic cleansing and terror. Senator Tillis, also a Republican, said the Trump regime was letting a fixation on deportation guide indiscriminate enforcement. We just want numbers. We want 1,000 a day, 6,000 a day, 9,000 a day because numbers matter, right? No, they don't matter. Quality matters, not quantity, quality. And what we've seen is a disaster under your leadership, Ms. Noem, a disaster. I mean, Stephen Miller does want numbers. He put these arbitrary quotas. ICE agents are rounding up people because they have to meet these quotas in order to get, right, their bonuses. This is the reason that they're buying up concrete warehouses all over the country to put 2, 3, 4 times as many people in each one as in the largest federal prison in the United States. They want 10,000 people crammed into windowless concrete boxes because Stephen Miller is fixated on an ethnic cleansing. He's fixated on taking every non-white person and stuffing them into concentration camps. I'm telling you, Stephen Miller has quotas, and they're for every single person who is not a loyal servant of the regime. And Kristi Noem is there to make sure that Stephen Miller gets his numbers met. It's the first they came for, poem, y'all. They're not going to stop with immigrants. They were never going to stop with just criminals, violent gang members, undocumented. Nope. It never was that. It was never about that. It is always about escalating terror and repression, moving from an ethnic cleansing of immigrants on to an ethnic cleansing of American citizens, on to queer folks, on to political dissidents, on to Black folks, on to anybody that Stephen Miller doesn't like.